What's up? What's up? We're a little late. We're a little late. You know, things happen, family things happen, but we are back. Wednesday night Patterdale Talk. I am Patterdale Woods. You know what we do. We come here every Wednesday night and talk anything and everything Patterdale. Yeah, sorry for being a little late. You know, things happen. For those who don't know, I got 5 kids, coach 3 basketball teams, coach football, types of stuff. So, you know, it gets busy sometimes. But yeah, we locked in. I'm actually gonna put the link. So if anyone wants to hop in, I'm gonna put the link for anyone to hop in the live. I'm gonna post the link in the comments. So if anyone, I'm gonna do what we did last week, where if you was with us last week, my bro Tim was with us, and yeah, we just came here and talked some dogs. I had him on here before, so I didn't really interview him too much, but yeah, put the link in the chat for anyone who might want to just hop on here and talk dogs. That's what we've been doing lately, kind of like an open chat type of thing. Yeah. Let's see what I got for some things to talk about. Oh, nothing to do with Patterdales, but has to do with dogs, of course. Did you guys see the lady that freeze dried her dog? I guess her dog passed away and she like freeze dried it or dried it or whatever. Did some weird stuff with it, but I don't know. If you look it up, it'll pop up. Lady freeze dried her dog or something. But back to the Patterdales. I know last week, one of the things we was talking about was the dew claw. That was something that came up when I asked the question on Facebook on some of the Patterdale pages. You know, it got a good amount of attention as far as the dew claw. Why people remove it, why some people don't remove it. And the last couple of days it got a little bit more. Last week, I should say, from last Wednesday, I should say, yeah, it got a couple more, comments. So it seems like that's still a question that's going around. Why you might remove the dew claw? Why or why not? Yeah, and hopefully I get I know a couple of people are asking about Marshall. You know, for those who don't know, Marshall's one of my bros that started this live with me actually, but you know, he's been busy, so he hasn't been with us as much, but hopefully he gets back on here soon with me. It's always a little bit more fun for me and you guys, I think. I'm assuming when Marshall's on here with us. You know, he's a dog man, knows a whole bunch of about dogs in general, as far as, you know, health training and stuff like that. But yeah, you see, I don't got my mic, I don't got my headphones because I was kind of rushing to get in here with you guys. But yeah, Patterdale Talk Wednesdays. Yeah, Jamie, sorry about that. I seen that message a little late, and I called you, but I think I missed you. Would y'all be interested in having a licensed veteran come on here and talk to us about some of the things we talk about, coon dog? Yeah, of course, Jamie. Of course. That would be yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and that's one thing I've been talking to with one of the guys that tune in here with me, with us, I should say, about getting actually some dog trainers on here, some vets like Jamie Park just said. I would love to get someone who's back up, guys, who's someone in the someone heavy in the health world when it comes to dogs, as far as like food, you know, explain more about the kibble and raw diet thing. And I know it's not it seems like that's not such a big big deal in the Patterdale world as far as the raw diet thing. Yo, it seems like back up, please. It seems like most people, just, and I could be totally wrong. Again, but from what it seems like, most people in the Patterdale world just feed kibble or whatever. But again, they're all dogs, and I do know people in the Patterdale world like myself that do feed raw, and I'm not pushing everyone to go raw. I don't, I'm not one of those guys. I do think it's better than kibble, but I'm not one of those guys where it's, put down the kibble, get your raw, to each his own. Is your dog. You do what you want, respectfully. But yeah, I would love to get someone on here more about the health thing as far as food, and like Jamie just said, a vet would be great. I'm gonna look to see if I can hook us up. Yeah, that would be awesome. And I'm actually in talks with a couple trainers and a couple people in the health world. One of them's kind of vet, but is more into the nutrition of the dog. So I'm trying to get in on it. But yeah, we definitely, if you could, I'm definitely gonna look into it too, Jamie. So we get some more people on here as far as just people, that in general got good info on dogs. Good info on dogs, everything, health, joints, background. You guys do know some. I've been kind of busy and things like that. But I'm gonna get back on the Friday night dog talk where we just talk anything and everything dogs in general, not Patterdale Terriers, not terriers. Can talk about terriers, Patterdale Terriers, but we just talk about everything dog in general on Friday nights. Where that on Friday nights, that's when we would talk about if you wanted to talk about the master or if you wanted to talk about the beagle or whatever, chihuahua, it could be pit bull, cane corso, you name it. Friday night we talk about anything dog. But yeah, if you got any questions, anything that's come up, with the Patterdale tonight, throw them in here. Yeah, I had someone lined up to interview, but something came up, and that's life. We regardless, when you're on here, we appreciate people for giving their time, but that's life. So sometimes things come up, people can't make it through. But yeah, we try to lock in as many interviews as we can and have them lined up, weekly, ready to go. But sometimes it just don't work out like that. Next week, we do have someone lined up for next week. And we'll be here next week with them. But as far as tonight, yeah, we just talking anything Patterdale. You got any questions you want to throw in the chat? I threw the if you look in the chat, if you look in the comments, I threw the live stream link up there for anyone who might want to hop on here and talk Patterdale. So all you got to do is hit that stream. Hit that yard stream link, and you should be able to go from there, and I can bring you up on the stage, and yeah, we answer some questions you got to, talk about some things you would like to talk about when it comes to the Patterdale. Jamie Park, I just met a very nice veteran, and maybe she would be willing to come on and talk to us and help us. Yeah, hey, Jamie, like I say all the time, all you can do is ask, bro. So appreciate it, man. Yes, if you could get her on here, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna look into it and try to get some people on here. I know I could get some trainers on here. I'm pretty sure I could get some health people on here. I'm pretty connected to a lot of other dogs and other dog worlds, other breeds and stuff. So talk to some of my guys in some of those worlds and see if they got any vets on deck that would be willing to. But yeah, Jamie, appreciate that, man. If you could get her on here, that would definitely be good. Would definitely we got a lot of experience on here from people like yourself, who've been dealing with dogs and hunting with dogs for years. So we always get our people's opinion as far as the hunting look of it and what hunters do. But yeah, if we could get a vets look into everything, especially like the coon paralysis and all coon dog paralysis and stuff like that, then yeah, that would definitely be something that why not? And I know we have people that are also against vets' opinion, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that vets say that even I know it's like, no, you don't have to do all that. You could just do this at home, and you know, nature always has its ways. Nature made a way to heal everything when it comes to dogs and humans. Just a matter about if we know about it or not, to be honest, with what it seems like to me. But respectfully, yeah, definitely love to get a vet on here and the vets look at that thing, because at the end of the day, they still do know what they're talking about, you know. And you got your good ones that ain't trying to bullshit you. They're just, you know, they're just gonna keep 100 and tell you what it is. So yeah, Jamie, let's talk to them and see if we could get her on here, and I'll do the same, and you know, we'll get some vets on here and things like that. I could talk more about the health side as far as the Patterdale. I know there's a vet told me once that naturally, and if you look it up, it says it too, that not so much, but naturally Patterdales have bad teeth. So when she's seen me giving my dog a tennis ball to play with, she also told me that tennis balls actually are not good for dogs' teeth. It actually wears down the teeth, whatever whatever it's made out of or whatever, actually wears down their teeth. So something like a Patterdale, where they might already have naturally bad teeth as they get older, or weaker teeth as they get older, something like a tennis ball might not be as good. So, you know, that was something where I was like, okay, I probably never even maybe Googled, oh, why is the tennis ball good, or why is the tennis ball bad, or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, when I ended up looking it up, it is, yeah, something about it. I guess I think it's just too soft all the time. You know what I mean? It's not bad if they mess with it here and there, but for them to mess with it all the time, it's too soft for whatever it's made out of. So things like that, Jamie, little things like that, the vets definitely can help us out with. You know what I mean? So if we get some vets on here, and for those who just tuned in with us, you know, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's Patterdale Talk Wednesdays. We come on here every Wednesday and talk Patterdale, 9 p.m. I was a little late today. You know, life happens, things happen, so I was a little late today. It's kind of like we're just talking anything you guys want to talk about. I put the live stream in the chat for anyone who might want to just hop on here and go go live with me. Kind of like my boy Tim did last week. And kind of like, just talk Patterdales, co-host, interview, whatever happens. But yeah, I did put the link on here for anyone who might want to hop up in the live and ask any questions, anything like that. Shout out to Jamie Park for always being here with us. He's always in showing love, which is a great thing. Pedigree database, PTCA mentions who that dog pedigree. What about the this is a question I got for some of the people in the Patterdale where you can put in the chat. Where the where right now, when you look into who's having puppies and the bloodlines and stuff like that, who got the smallest? I don't want to say who's got the smallest, like it's a competition, but who's breeding small Patterdales right now? Who's breeding the from what you see? From what you see, who's breeding the small Patterdales? And I mean small, like the I'll say 9 and 12 pounders. Who's breeding the small Patterdales, 9 and 12 pounders that are, I should say, great for groundhogs? Because we all know I'm not trying to really, we don't really want to 10-pound pet dog on a friggin' Borcoon, you know what I mean? But it could happen, whatever. Oh, Williams, shout out to you for showing love and coming up in here with us, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, hit the like button, please. But yeah, David Mason, he's definitely got some I feel like and after my litter, if you guys know, I got my dog Sin from Mr. Mason, and she's about 10.5, probably be about 11.5, 10 if I didn't really, run her and keep her in I don't want to, top notch shape or all that bullshit, but I keep her in shape. I run her a good amount, so also feed her good, because she runs more. But she's about 10.5. And I've noticed that from what I think I've noticed, you know what I mean? I don't ever want to talk like I got the facts, 100%. But I noticed that, yeah, a lot of the dogs that after my litter, the litter after my litter was probably much the same, but after that, 2 litters after my litter and all the litters after that one, it seemed like David Mason dogs got a little bit smaller. Okay. Are they? Maybe they were up in here. One of them was up in here. He said last time, but if you guys were up in here, the Peterson brothers, yeah, man, hit the link. You guys know you guys are always welcome to hop up in here. But yeah, they have a nice little dogs routine. Do you know are they from you, Jamie? Are they headhunters? Are they headhunter bloodline? Are they because I know, if I'm not mistaken, you got some. I know you got the Wookiees, but you got some decent size when it comes to being small, decent sized Patterdales, if I'm not mistaken. Could be because I'm talking to these days. I'm talking to a lot of different people with different, different Patterdales. So sometimes, I might get them mixed up here and there. But yeah, David Mason definitely has some small ones coming out of his yard. I don't know if I really want anything smaller than 10 pounds. Even when I got her, I wanted more like a dog that would probably be more like 12, 13. But now that I've been hunting a little bit more, I would say 10 to 12 is ideal for groundhog. But if you're trying to get coon or anything bigger, I would say get a dog that's a little bigger. If you're somewhere with his badger, I would say 16 pounds and up. That's just my opinion, though. Again, I'm no expert. That's just my opinion. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone has their thoughts on it. I respect yours. Respect mine. It's all love. It's all good. But William, yeah, appreciate you for coming up in here, man. Again, David Mason, definitely Peterson brothers have some very nice small dog, 10, 10 and 12. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. They got them last year and worked this summer. Okay. And they got them from you, Jamie? Yeah, I think, I remember. As a matter of fact, I remember when they got them for you, Jamie. We actually talked about it on here, if I'm not mistaken. What the hell's this dog doing? Yeah, we actually talked about it. Detroit tapping in. And I'm still here with you guys. When you see this pop up, I'm still here with you guys. I'm just looking at something. Sometimes when I exit out, not exit, but when I go to another screen, this pops up. Or sometimes I put it up myself if I'm, doing something real quick. But yeah, I'm still here with you guys. But Detroit, appreciate you, man. You got some Pats over there. You hunting them? What you doing with them? You got any questions for the people in the Patterdale world? We always got people on here like myself who know I know a good amount of stuff now. I've been learning. I've been learning strong, doing my homework weekly, daily for the last 3-4 years when it comes to the Patterdale. And as you guys know, I got a couple mentors. I got a whole bunch of people that I talk to about the dogs. So I might be able to answer some of your questions, but I might be able to answer some of your questions, but yeah, if you got any questions, you got any dogs over there, Detroit tapping in, you hunting them, let us know what's up. Let us know what's up. This person, man. Detroit's in the building. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend, hit the like button. But yeah, we was talking about what people breeding some small dogs right now. Jamie said the Peterson brothers got a few. Not breeding them as far as who's breeding the smaller dogs. My man William said David Mason, and he's correct. From what I've seen, his dogs are small lately. So yeah. Yeah, but Detroit, what they doing out there with the Patterdales, man? P89, what they doing with the Patterdales? I was I know there's people in here that know who Billy Houston is. If you don't, he's a Patterdale owner. He has some beautiful Patterdales, but he also does fly fishing. Shout out to my bro Billy Mason. He also does fly fishing, and he does it kind of like the circle of life kind of thing. It's called TieFlyingTerriers.com. Check it out if you're into fly fishing, or if you just want to check out what it is in general. But yeah, he uses the pats to hunt small game, as you know we do, as you know what they were bred for. And you know, the circle of life basically happens. The meat's not wasted, and he uses the fur to make what I mean, what do you call them? He uses the fur to make the flyers for the fly fishing. You know, uses the fur, put it wrapped around the hook, make it look all pretty, and that good stuff for the fly fishing. So yeah, check out Billy Houston's, man. Fly tying terriers. You know, I like it because kind of like the circle of life thing. You know what I mean? The dogs hunt, and the dogs hunt, catch the small game. And at the same time, most of the time, as you guys know, we're helping out farmers. We're helping out people that have a problem. So sometimes, I would say most of the time, game gets relocated. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't. That's just part of the game. That's just, you know, part of hunting. And if it doesn't, someone like Billy doesn't just throw it in a bag and throw it in the trash. He uses the meat, which the dogs will get the meat, and or you know, you might have those who indulge in coon or or groundhog, because there is people that eat it. I've tried coon myself just cause, but yeah, he catches a small game. The dogs eat the meat. He uses the fur and all that to make I think they're called flyers or fly ties or whatever, as far as fly fishing. But yeah, he uses the fur to make those. So it's kind of like a circle of life thing where he's helping out a farmer. The dogs are doing what they were bred for. Then the circle of life comes into play where, you know, the dogs eat the meat. They're gonna shit that out. That's gonna go back into the earth. The fur is used to catch fish. And as you know, if he's making good fly hooks or stuff like that, you know, most of the time these hooks could be reused because you know, the fur dries off. So as it should, because it's real fur from, you know, a real groundhog, a real coon, a real, you know what I mean? So it works. It works. It's not just, oh, we're just getting rid of the groundhog off this person's farm. We helped out the farmer, killed the groundhog, threw it in the trash bag. No, it gets relocated. Or if it can't be relocated, we're gonna use the meat for those who indulge, or dogs, and the fur gets used to, you know, catch fish, and some of that fish gets obviously fed to the dogs, and of course you're gonna throw that fish on the grill or whatever, smoke it or stove or however you decide to cook the fish you catch, or you might just be doing it for fun and you throw it back. Either way, I like it because it's kind of like a way of life. I mean, if you're in the forest, you might not have a gun, you might not have the, too many things to survive with. But if you got a small dog with you, they could catch the rabbit or they catch some small game, and now everyone could eat, and then you could use the fur to catch more food. So it's kind of like all I need is a small dog in the forest, sticking the string, and I might be okay. Kind of whatever, kind of little story or something. But yeah, Billy Houston, shout out to him, man. That's what he does. And I think it's a great thing because the dogs are working, it's keeping the hunting aspect alive. The circle of life thing is happening. So yes, check that out. FlyTyingTerriers.com. Live Your Life Dogs. We will be doing some things with Fly Tying Terriers as far as collabs and just bringing the dogs and the fly tying world together, and just a way of life, mixing it all together, fishing, the forest, hiking, dogs, hunting, eating, good times around the fire pit after you catch the fish and cook it up, and with the tie that you made out of the fur of the groundhog that you caught that fed the dogs. It's I like the whole vibe of it. Me personally, I like the whole vibe of it. So check that out. FlyTyingTerriers.com. Shout out to my man Billy Houston. He got a nice thing going on over there. So yeah, and if you know anyone who likes to who does the fly fishing, tell them again, how we do over here. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Check it out. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Check it out. And again, hit the like button, please. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Check us out. Live Your Life Dogs. We're here every Wednesday talking about the Patterdale. William Duffy says Billy Houston. Craft. Live Life. Shout out to you. Croc Kit. Shout out to you. And again, you know how we do in here, Croc Kit. We just talk about anything Patterdale. So if you got any questions, know anybody, you got some questions, and we can talk about dogs in general too. It's all good. It's all good. But we, the main focus is the Patterdales on Wednesdays. But and again, I put the if you go in the chat, matter of fact, I'll put it up there again. But I put the link for anyone who might want to just hop in here with me and talk Patterdale. Kind of like what I did with my bro last week, Tim. He came in here and just talked Patterdale with me. Wasn't really. I mean, we had him on here before for the interview side of things, but in really interview, he's kind of on here just talking dog with me, and that's one of the things we're gonna do some nights. It's kind of like an open chat thing. If you want to come in, hit the link, hop on, and talk dogs, ask some questions, and you could always still ask those questions in the comments, or we'll throw it up and see what people think, and but yeah, for those who might wanna show their face or go live and talk dogs live. The links in the chat for those who want to do that. For those who want to do that, for those who wasn't here maybe last week or when we first started tonight, one of the big questions that have been going around the last 2 weeks is why you might or might not remove the dew claw on your Patterdale. Some people had their reasons why they don't. Some people had their reasons why they do, of course. If I would say percentage, it seems like when it comes to the Patterdale, of course, because that's what we talk about on Wednesday nights, it seems like 70% of people do. We got another 30% that people just don't for whatever reason. One of the reasons, like I said last week, that stood out to me is one guy said that his dogs, even if they do earthwork, they do end up climbing uphill or climbing up rocks sometimes, where the dew claw does help with that as far as balance and stuff like that. And I was always taught that from older guys that I grew up around with the dogs, is that it helps with mobility and stability. the dew claw. But obviously that if you're digging and it has a chance of getting caught on roots and stuff like that, that's different from you know, another dog who might need it for mobility and stability. But I know this guy was talking about Patterdales, and he was talking about how his dogs use it for mobility and stability when they're going up, which makes sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was just one of the questions that been hot the last 2 weeks. Is why you might or might not remove the dew claw. One of the questions I asked this week is who have you noticed is breeding some small Patterdales right now? Who have you noticed is breeding some small Patterdales right now? And again, who's been, you know, we're always going to talk about who's been out hunting, what you see, what you catch, how many, what you you know, anything, man. Just put it in the chat and we're going to talk about it. Hit the like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. I like to talk about nutrition a lot when it comes to dogs, to be honest. And we haven't talked about it too much on here. So we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna try to make that one of the main focuses on nights like this where we don't have someone to interview, or the person that we did interview, you know, something came up where, you know, they couldn't go live tonight. But nutrition. And actually, how many people in the chat right now feed their dog kibble and or I should say how many people feed more people feed kibble. So I should say how many people feed raw? And what do you feed? How many people feed raw and what do you feed? And if you feed kibble, what type of kibble do you feed? What type of kibble do you feed? I know I was using Rachel Ray's for a little, but I felt like that was fucking my dog's fur up. No, and that's my dog. I know a lot of people that use Rachel Ray and they love it, and you know, and that's one of the reasons why I was using it, because I've heard good things about it. I also heard, you know, things not, but you know, I tried it out, but I seemed like it would, and I tried it out for a little while, but for me, I seen a difference when I was took my dogs, even if it was like their skin, fur. You know, I've noticed that I get definitely way better results in my dogs just look, as far as like, you know, I can't really tell if their immune system's getting stronger, but I mean, you can tell through like their fur and their skin and stuff like that. But yeah, I seen, yeah, pro plan all day, 30-20. And shout out to Big Hill, man. Yeah, shout out to you, man. Your Boston Connect. You with your Boston Connect today. Yeah. Shout out to Big Hill. Yeah, pro plan's always good. Pro plan, yeah. But when you look up top 10 kibbles, you know, 2024, 2025, 2026, forever long, pro plan's always one of them. And I ain't gonna front. I never tried it. So maybe that's something I need to give a try. And I definitely know it's better than Rachel Ray. Of course, it costs a little bit more, but you know, we gotta take care of dogs, it's worth it. But right now I'm just doing the raw diamond 30-20 for some cut. That was I used to rock with it too, man. You talk, and what's all right, so let's get busy. You talking about the diamond, the one that just diamond? You talking about the diamond natural or the diamond pro? Big Hill. Oh, 30-20. Okay. Okay, you talking about the diamond, yeah. I never tried that neither, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I never tried that neither. I tried the diamond natural. the lamb joint, it was it was okay. At this point, I'm just like, I just be trying to feed the raw, man. I just said whatever, man. It is a little bit more work, but I was like, I'm just gonna stop feeding kibble, searching for the right one. Because even the one, there was ones that was good that was like, okay, it puts on weight on my dogs. But then I would notice, like, damn, this dog's drinking mad water. Like what? Like damn. Like, why you need a bucket of water after when you eat this type of food? So little things like that was just like getting on my nerves. I fed chick. What do you mean? What do you mean as far as the dogs? As far as the dogs trying to fight over the food? Because I feed chicken quarters, and for those who don't know, chicken quarters is a little bit more expensive than drumsticks, but it is better because it has that like spinal looking bone in it, where drumsticks don't have enough bone, and even the chicken quarter leg don't have enough bones for most dogs if it's bigger dogs. But even something like a Patterdale, most of the drumsticks don't have enough bone as far as what they need health wise. So you want to try to get that chicken leg quarter in there where it got that spine looking bone too. But what do you mean? Cause chaos as far as the as far as them trying to get at each other. And I feed all my dogs separate because of that. You know what I mean? My pit bull's definitely not having it. You're definitely not like I put my hand in his bowl, but another dog's not just walking up to his bowl. It's game on. So, and he's allergic to chicken, so I gotta feed him all red meat type stuff. I'll feed him turkey necks and duck head because it's more bone and stuff, but too much of it, he will break out. So I feed him lamb and mostly beef and pork. For bone, I'll feed him pork feet to give him some more bone. Of course, I get the marrow, you know, the just raw bone marrow and all that stuff like that. But yeah, it's a lot easier to get the bone in their diet when they can eat chicken. Around here, we have 30/20 diamond purple bag, a lot cheaper than Pro Plan. Yeah. That's why, I mean, purple bag. Well, you got the puppies. Or is there another purple bag for adults? I see the puppy. As far as I know, Diamond, the purple bag is puppy, right? And I know you stay with a lot of puppies. What's it say? A lot cheaper than Pro Plan. I add rice and greens too and raw together, but baseball is good. Yeah. So if you talking about some things, Jamie, that I actually add with my dogs, I always add with my dogs diet. I always add the sardines. Always add the blueberries, sweet potatoes, carrots. I would say, as far as everything, I add in like probably every bowl. It'll be sardines, carrots, blueberries, coconut oil, and kale. I always have a lot of kale because I got a Salcida tortoise. So, and I throw the kale in there. Then I always throw I throw the sweet potato in there, the pumpkin in there, some raw honey sometime, a little bit of turmeric for information sometime. Yeah, also throw some other fruits in there. Like blueberries is, try to get the blueberries in there every bowl, but I also throw stuff like strawberries in there here and there, you know what I mean? But as far as for my Patterdale and my allergic, they're not allergic to chicken, or poultry, I should say. So they feed, I feed them everything, and then I go to the Asian spot and get the pork brain, the pork heart, the duck feet, duck heart, chicken liver, gizzards, all that good stuff, And as you guys know, if you do the raw and you pay attention to what's good and raw, the organs that are them organs are really it. Them organs are really what you want. Yeah, something wrong. Yeah, and I tell people all the time, even if you feed kibble, it's to throw some raw in there here and there when you can. Your dog. My dog might get sick. It might not get sick. It was gonna be fine. Gonna be healthier. Yes, sir. Big Hill fam. Yes, sir. Yeah, organ meat, man. Organ meat. Big Hill. We that organ meat. Best 3 organ meats from what I understand is the liver, heart, and kidney. Liver, heart, and kidney. So that's beef liver you could get anywhere. Heart's a little harder. Might have to find like an Asian market or a Chinese market. There's a Chinese market down the street from my house. They always have pork heart. Chicken heart's not hard to find, but yeah, if you could get like some other hearts in there too, like the pork heart. But chicken heart, that'll do good, great. And kidney's a lot. At least where I'm at, kidney's a lot harder to find than a lot of organs. I got a list right here. I'll read it out for y'all. Just because we talking about the raw diet and stuff. The top 10, from what I've been watching and putting certain, just things together and but the top 10 meats is the chicken heart, pork loin, green tripe, chicken feet, grass-fed beef. We always got to throw that ground beef in there though. The beef liver, beef kidney, duck head, pork tongue, and boneless turkey thigh. Those are like the top 10 meats, I guess, for dogs where they get the most out of it, as far as like protein and nutrients. Because you got other stuff that might be nutrient packed, but not so much protein. You got other stuff that's protein packed, not too much nutrients. Gizzards, gizzards, all that stuff, man. All the organs, all the stuff that we throw away for the most part is the good stuff for the dogs, the best stuff for the dogs. Of course, you just want the natural meat and stuff in there too, because you need that. You definitely, if you got a dog like my dog where he's allergic to chicken, you got to find other ways to get that bone in there. You could always get vitamins. You know what I mean? Some good vitamins. Do your homework on your vitamins, because there's stuff out there that people think's good and it's really not. So do your homework, some good vitamins, and as far as bone vitamins that will give your dog, some calcium and stuff like that. That's one thing I got to pay attention more on my dog, because again, he's allergic to chicken, so he doesn't get as much bone as my other dogs, where you could just buy a whole, like my Lercher, she's about 8 months now. I might just buy a 16 pack of drumsticks and give her, 6 of them on Monday, 6 of them on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, mix some ground beef, ground turkey in there too, ground pork in there too. You know what I mean? But make sure she gets that bone. Got to make sure they get some of that bone. And again, drumsticks and stuff like that normally don't have enough bone. Not normally, they just don't, unless you got a real small dog. So you got to make sure they get that bone in there. The easiest way is to get some vitamins that got whole bunch that are basically, they got vitamins that are basically made out of bone. You know what I mean? To get your thing. Chicken back, shank bones. Yep. Like I tell people all the time after and I probably still got like one left just because I go get thing. But after Thanksgiving, Big Hill, I go and them turkeys go from like whatever, but you get turkeys for like $5, $6, $7. You get turkeys from like $5, $6, $7 for after Thanksgiving. One Thanksgiving up, so I'll go, you know, I got the deep freezer. My bro got a deep freezer, so we'll go and fill one of those up. 1.5 or something with straight turkeys. You know, go to the store, go to the store, buy about, you know, 10 turkeys, 15 turkeys, throw them in a deep freezer. I probably still got about 2 left, 3 left in my freezer. My bro probably got about 3, 4 left in his freezer. And, you know, cut up that whole turkey, and the dog gets the whole turkey. Or the dogs, I should say. Stomach organs, rump. Yeah, if you could get the green tripe, you can find the tripe. But to get the green tripe with the you know, with the good stuff still in it, I should say. Yeah, that stuff is great. Bone marrow, yep. That's what we do over here. You know, we get the raw bone marrow. And that's what I give a lot to my pit bull, because like I said, he can't eat the chicken, so I get him a lot of raw bone marrow, and you know, and just give it to him and let him do his thing, and it's great because that helps his teeth a little, cleans his teeth a little, keeps him occupied for a little, and he's getting good nutrients and vitamins out of it, so that he needs. So yeah, they do. I'm gonna start recording it more too. My people that be on here with the Live Your Life Dogs, and shout out to you guys who go back and watch the shorts, go back and watch the videos. I just posted a video of my dog eating like a whole half slab of pork rib. And that's another way I get some bone into my pit bull, is I'll get a whole, you know, $20 pork rib slab. You know, cut it in, depending on how big it is or whatever, cut it into 3 pieces or 2 pieces, and give him a whole half or a whole piece. And I just posted a video of me doing that up on the Live Your Life Dogs page. It's on the shorts, so check it out. But I'm gonna start doing that, because that's one thing I do a lot, Jamie. There's times I gave my dogs whole quail. I actually got videos up there, and you know, this is not to thing, but if you don't know, fur, chicken feathers is good for fiber, rabbit fiber. So I do got videos of my boy Onyx and my shout out to my girl Hazel, RIP. My dog Hazel, my pit bull Hazel, that passed away. But I do got videos of both of them eating rabbit with the fur. And you know, that's not something if that's not something, you know, you want to see, then, you know, then don't see it. The rabbits are you know, they're not rabbits I just caught. These rabbits, they're rabbits I actually bought frozen from like a spot that's made for like they sell, you know, reptile food. But I know that and I can get rabbit from the Asian market down the street from my house, but don't have the fur on it. So I ordered some because I know the fur is good for the fiber and stuff like that. And I'm probably gonna do that a little bit more. Probably try to do it like give them like a rabbit like once every 2 months. Obviously, I'm not gonna give my Patterdale a whole rabbit. You know, probably just maybe give her a head or the ears and the head or something. But if not, once a month, once every 2 months, get some rabbit with some fur in their system, or some chickens. There's websites where you could go, you know, they got chickens, chicklets or whatever you call them, little chickens or whatever, with fur, feathers, and all that. And all that stuff's good for your dog's fiber. So yeah, quail. And I'm gonna start doing more videos, more shorts of my dogs eating, because I do feed quail, I do feed the duck head, I do feed like I said, I fed rabbit with the fur. So yeah, I'm gonna start showing more of those videos as far as the food, what we feed over here, as far as food over here on Live Your Life Dogs for our dogs. When I say Live Your Life Dogs for our dogs, I don't mean just me. You know, I got a team with me. I got a dog family, you know, and some of you guys know my cousin Keith. He got a Patterdale. You know my cousin. My bro. Some of you guys might have met him in New York out hunting. He got a Patterdale. I got another bro with some Mastiffs, and then you know, that's the Live Your Life Dog family. And then, you know, you guys know I rock Cut Up. Cut Up got a whole bunch of types of dogs besides Patterdale. So yeah, we do it all for all types of dogs over here. Yep. Red meat is great for brain health. Yeah, and that's why I love to come over here and talk health, man. Because that's one of the main things. And I feel like maybe, I don't know, I just like it, but that's one of the main things I feel like when it comes to dogs, even hunting dogs. I mean, you don't get me wrong, all dogs in a hunt, they're gonna go in the dirt, but you ain't gonna tell me a dog that's in shape, you know, up to par, eating right, good, great health, you know, just got the energy from the good food, just like a human. You know what I mean? You could get energy from, you could get some bullshit energy from a cheeseburger, or you could get good energy from a bowl of fruit. You know what I mean? With some peanuts in there, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. So, my opinion, a dog with a good, that's eating good and more healthy, is even gonna hunt better. That's my opinion, though. What do you guys think? That's something we might talk about. That might be something to bring up and talk about and make a night of it. I'm gonna make a little note. Y'all know how I do with my notes. Yeah. But that's my opinion. I think dogs, I mean, but that's just in anything. I think if you're healthier, you're going to do what you're doing better. If you're playing basketball and your body's more in shape, you're going to play basketball better. That's just, you know, for me, that's just logics. That's just science. You know what I mean? So for me, if your dog's healthier, I think your dog's going to hunt better. You know what I mean? Or you got a healthier dog, their stamina might be better when they're down in that dirt and you got to dig them out and it's a 2, 3, 4 hour dig. You know what I mean? Tell me what y'all think about that, Jamie, Crockett, Big Hill. But I think for me, I just think it makes sense. If you're healthier, you're gonna do stuff. You know, you're gonna do better. You know what I mean? That for me, it just makes sense. And I think the best way to make sure your dog's the healthiest is feeding your dog good. I'm not gonna say feeding your dog raw. I'm gonna say feeding your dog good. Because you can feed your dog a great kibble, and you know it be in that kibble. I'm gonna be honest. I know people who might just be straight just feeding. Like if you're just straight feeding your dog just straight chicken, and you're doing the raw thing, and you're just doing straight chicken, nah, that's not good. You want to get some organs in there for sure. You want to get some beef in there for sure. I mean, I should say red meat for sure. For sure. You, if my opinion, you want to get some ground beef in there. I see a big difference in my dogs and in dogs when they're eating ground beef. You know what I mean? So there is situations where people are feeding their dog raw, and if someone else is feeding their dog a good kibble like Origin or something, that Origin, they might be feeding their dog better, because all this guy's doing is just giving his dog just drumsticks every day. Which, if it's a 50-pound dog, that's not enough bone. You know what I mean? You want to give it other type of protein. You want to get your vegetables in there. You want to get your omega-3s in there. If you're just feeding your dog chicken every day, it's not getting enough omega-3s. You know what I mean? So there's certain, and not saying I'm an expert on none of this. You know what I mean? Not saying but there's certain things you want to mix in there where, yeah, if you're just gonna feed your dog straight chicken legs and that's just it, or straight drumsticks, then yeah, you might just be better off getting a good kibble that at least they're getting a little bit of everything, because you know there is kibbles out there that are good. You know what I mean? That are good, where you're gonna get you're gonna get some of everything what you need, and that's the point of kibble, is that you're supposed to get everything you need without you having to go to the market and get beef for this, chicken for this, veggies for this, fish oil for this. Da-da-da-da. You know, you look up on the bag of dog food and it says all that. This many omega-3s, protein and shit. From what I understand, any dog food that's good should have at least, or decent, or even bad dog food. There's some that have 25% protein, 30% protein, but it's chicken meal and all types of bullshit. So you gotta just do your thing. But yeah, there is dogs where there is kibbles where it's like if you're feeding your dog Origin, it's probably better to feed them that than just give them drumsticks every day for friggin' a year. You know what I mean? They're not getting other stuff that they're supposed to get. But if you're feeding pedigree, then yeah, then just give them drumsticks. It's better anyway. You know what I mean? Live helps prey drive. So you mean car kit? Do you mean live like catch dog eat what it catches? Which I respect because that's the circle of life. That's the way it's supposed to go. Let me get up in this chat. I never feed pork. You definitely, all right. So that's one thing I would say. If you feed pork and you feed raw in general, you definitely should deworm your dog more. Only because we know that there's a lot of this bullshit we eating ain't some, you might buy the pie of chicken and it might be 3D printed. You don't even know. So that's why me personally, for myself, I'm trying to stop eating meat because it's getting crazy out here. But that's a whole another story. But yeah. I'm guessing you never feed pork probably because of worms or whatever the case might be. But yeah, I will tell you that if you feed your dogs raw, you should deworm them more. Just get some pills and give it to them every 2 months instead of every 4 months or 6 months or 3 months. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Just deworm them every 2 months. You know what I mean? And if you're feeding pork, you should definitely deworm them a little bit. Definitely deworm them more than a dog that's eating kibble, for sure. Because we all know pork. Just it's pork. Live chicken, rabbit. Yep. Dale meat, quail, and quail eggs. Good, excellent for quail eggs. Pretty much any eggs is good much for dogs, but there's certain ones that got a little bit of certain more on this. Obviously, if you got like any dog that has a bigger egg is gonna have more shell, which means your dog's gonna get more calcium out of that egg just because the shell's bigger. And you guys know, if you know that, dogs do get calcium from eggshells. A couple of the guys in New York had good deals on deer meat that have been roadkill. I talked about a couple of them in short. Yeah, and there's people that have been doing that too. I watched a video years ago. Lady had a whole bunch of tigers and was feeding her tigers, just collecting deer kill every morning. Like wherever she was at, there was just not that many deers getting hit. And not like, she still had to do her thing, but yeah, she got a lot of her meat from roadkill. So I wouldn't suggest eating roadkill, but yeah, if you want to give something to your dogs, I don't think it's gonna do much. Feed raw every day, yep. Green beans, fish fat, yep, croquette, you already know this. How long I've been in the Patterdales? So honestly, as far as me like knowing what a Patterdale is, knowing what they do, my brother had a Patterdale probably about 15 years ago. But to be honest, I was so heavy into like other dogs, I didn't really give the Patterdale no time. Really, you know what I mean? I didn't, to just be honest. I knew what it did, like, okay, yeah, it catches them all rodents, whatever. But as far as, and then probably about 4 or 5 years ago, my cousin, probably about 5, 6 years ago, my cousin got a Patterdale. And probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I kind of started getting more into the Patterdales with him. So I was going out with him hunting with his Patterdale and my Pitbull, my girl Hazel that I had at the time, RIP, that's my girl. Things happen. But And I was for a couple of years, I was just going out with him and his Patterdale, and hunting, getting the dirt. I help him dig. He's teaching me the whole way. And then finally, I was like, I'm getting my own. So I went and got my own probably about 2 years ago, and ever since then, I just been locked in. But before that, I was, like I said before, so right about as far as fully locked into the Patterdale, I would say about 4 years. As far as like I knew what they were, I've been locked in heavy into the dog world my whole life, as far as all types of other dogs. But as far as really locking into the Patterdale, where it's like, okay, I'm sitting down, I'm gonna see where they who's breeding them. I'm gonna see how they do the confirmation shows. I'm gonna see how they do the trials. I'm gonna see who's the dogs that are known in the game. I'm gonna see the bloodline. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago is when I really locked in. You know what I mean? And then I did this just live. I started this live about a year ago with my bro Marshall, one of my mentors actually. But we family too. You know how that goes. Your mentor's your family anyway. But yeah, and I did this live, and ever since I did this live, I done interviewed everyone from beginners to people that been doing it for 50 years, and I done learned from them all. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like my story on the when I got as far as the Patterdale thing. Yup, red beats middle muscle, and that's why I say you gotta have that ground beef. Gotta have some red meat in there. You don't want to be just feeding chicken. And I know a lot of people who do that because it's so cheap. Drumsticks are so cheap. You get, sometimes you get 18 of them, $20. 20 of them for $5-6. So I get it, but definitely want to grow some ground beef in there. Some I would say some ground beef. I would say some ground beef. Over there. And some yeah, I would say probably ground beef and thing. And sardines, fish. It's good to get your it's good to have your omega-3s. You know what I mean? And it's good to do the fish oil. But it's obviously good to have your omega-3s. You always want your omega-3s. And I see it's good to do the fish oil, but I from what I've seen, you get more results out of feeding them actually fish. Which makes sense, you know what I mean? But from what I've seen, I feel like you get more results out of feeding them actually fish. So yeah, I like I think that works a little better. But yeah, red meat definitely builds muscle. Car kit salute, yeah, man. Big Hill Fit fam, car kit, car kit's legit for sure, for sure. I agree. The food intake is how they generate sustained energy levels to work. Yeah, I agree. But that's just like, you know what I mean? That's just like that's just like any animal. So why would it really be any different for a dog? You know what I mean? That's pretty much like any animal. Big Hill. Raw always would be better than processed in a perfect world, but a dog adjusts as need. Most important things to be consistency. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even if, and that's Big Hill, that's anything in life. For anything in life, you know what I mean? Pretty much for it to work, you gotta be consistent. So yeah, you're right. Even if it's not the best kibble, be consistent, try to, try to feed them the right amount if you can. All that good stuff. If you could put them on a plan, you feed them the same time, around the same time every day, that's better too. That's good too. Mr. Park, I came from the old game, dog world, nutrition was all it's about when conditioning. Yeah. And that's another thing. If you're someone who's conditioning your dog a lot, you're probably gonna need to feed them a little bit more. You know what I mean? You're gonna want to feed them a little better. You definitely gotta feed them a little bit more because they're burning off more calories. But you definitely want to feed them a little better. Warming is important, definitely. Warming is definitely important. Live life when you are weekly. Crockett, we on here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. talking about the Patterdale Terrier. Sometimes I'm on here by myself, like tonight. Most of the nights we have someone to interview, but yeah, 9 p.m. And I was doing a Friday night dog talk where we just talk anything dogs in general, not really focused on the Patterdale Terrier. But even tonight, we could just talk. Right now, we're just talking about food for all dogs. So, it is what it is. Wednesday nights, we try to focus on the Patterdale Terrier more because here at Live Your Life Dogs, that's one of our favorite dogs, and we love to keep the what dogs was bred for alive. You know what I mean? And several people in the Live Your Life Dogs family have Patterdales, so that's one of our favorites. So on Wednesdays we come in and talk about Patterdales, but as you can see, we could just start talking about dogs in general. But yeah, I would say, yeah, Wednesday we here every Wednesday 9 p.m. I'm gonna start trying to get back to doing the it got a little busy, so it's a little harder to do the Friday nights live. I coach and do all types of other stuff. We all got our other stuff going on, but yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing the Friday night live where we come on here and just talk general dogs in general. So if someone want to come and talk about some type of mastiff or some type of shepherd or whatever, we would talk more about that on Fridays. But yeah, we definitely hear every Wednesday 9 p.m. with or without someone to interview. What's your biggest enjoyment in them? My biggest enjoyment in the Patterdale is probably the thrill in the just the hunt. As far as the digging, your dog's down in the ground. You got to use a tracker, track it. You're one team. You're relying, and this is not just Patterdale hunting. This is pretty much every dog hunting. You're a team. Your dog's relying on you, just like you're relying on the dog. I would say in the Patterdale world, and maybe this similar. I would say maybe, and this is something we could talk about now or later, but I would say in the Patterdale world, it's one of the it's definitely I would say definitely one of the types of dogs where the dog is relying on the owner a little bit more. So you might have a bird dog. It's gonna see birds. It's gonna chase them into flight. Then it's relying on the owner to shoot it. But it's not really life or death for that dog. There's plenty of situations where the Patterdale is it's life or death if that owner don't get his dog out. You know what I mean? And you got dogs that will stay down there. As we know, they're terriers. Terriers are very known to stay and do things till they die. Several types of terriers. Patterdale is one of them. The Patterdale Terrier will go down and stay in that hole and die down there if you don't get your dog out. So I would say, like, when it comes to dog hunting, it's definitely one of them things where the dog is relying on the partner, the owner, the handler, a lot more. Like, a lot of them bird dogs are not, and this is no disrespect to any bird dog, because I love all them dogs, but a lot, even like a coon dog, yeah, if they run into a bear or something like that, which any dog runs into a bear or something like that, then it's trouble. But as far as like their everyday hunting, it's not like a coon dog chasing coons up trees is real, unless it's really not like life threatening every time. You know what I mean? For the dog. A bird dog chasing bird out of bush where the people could shoot them, or a bird, or the owner shoots them and the dog goes and collects it and brings it back, is not really life threatening for that dog. Patterdales, when they go in that hole, they gotta rely on their handler, their owner, their partner to get them out that dirt. And if you don't, you might be going home with no dog. Plain and simple. So I think that's one of the biggest things is when it comes to the Patterdale world type of hunting, is that the dog, you're relying on the dog to find something and hold it, to have good nose, good mouth, go on that ground and hold it. And then it's relying on you to get it out so it don't lose its damn life. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Yeah, Gary Hammond's been in for 50 years. I'm good friends with Mason. He's been in it for 50 years. I'm good friends with Robert Booth. He's been in for 50 years. Yeah, this guys about Biggs from Cut Up Kennels. He's been in it for what, 30 plus years. Jamie Park, we got on here. He's been in it for 40, 50 plus years. Yeah. Salmon. Yeah, back to the diet. Back to the diet. Crockett, salmon. Tuna's good for your dog, but not so much of it because whatever, mercury or whatever the hell. But yeah, sardines you could give your dog every day. Sardines and water, no salt added. This is definitely the year I get my pad. I just been doing research and following you guys. I just don't want to go off on my own and pick the wrong breeder. I value your opinion. Hey man, again, I'm not the expert at all Patterdales and Patterdales, but if there's a question that I don't know, put it like this: if there's a question that I don't know, I do ask someone who is damn near an expert because of the people I talk to. So you know what I mean? So if it's something I you know, I'm still learning myself, but if it's something that I could answer, then I tell you. If it's something that I can't answer, then I ask someone who can answer it and knows what they're actually talking about. But yeah, so serious. I don't know where you're located. Are you the hold on, let me say that. You the one in Detroit, right? Yep. You in Detroit. Okay. Yeah, contact us on IG, man. Live Your Life Dogs on IG. And if we can help you out with that. And again, I don't know, be honest, so I'm not gonna say again, but those who've been on here before know, respectfully, if you're not planning on working the Patterdale, I'm not gonna help you or will not help you try to find a good dog. One thing we're doing over here for sure, as far as the and this is brought to you by the nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. Or sponsored, brought to you by LYL Dogs, sponsored by the nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, I should say, keep it the professional way. But yeah, one thing we do over here with LYL Dogs when it comes to the Patterdale, and definitely the nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, what they do is definitely keep the hunting aspect alive. That's major for us. So that's major for us. So if you're someone looking for a Patterdale, just a Patterdale, then you're gonna have to do you. But if you're looking for a Patterdale and you want to work it and you want to come out and hunt with people we got on here and stuff like that, then yeah, I'm willing to help you find a good pup. And again, I'm willing to do that because I'm just willing to help other people. And if it's someone who's gonna keep the hunting aspect alive, that's the Those are the people that we want the Patterdales in the hands of. Is people that are going to keep the hunting aspect alive. So if you're someone like that, I will try to, you know, and it's not like guaranteed. Like I know a million people with just Patterdales on deck, because that's not the case. But I will try to help you find, you know what I mean, one that from good workers, and one that, you know, the parents are putting in work and doing good, so you get a good pup. I remember Mr. Hammond's dog back then. How were they? Jamie Park? How were his dogs back then? In your opinion, who is the top breeder of today? Oh man. See, again, that would I mean, obviously there's the overseas breeders and there's the breeders in the USA, right? But I wouldn't say, you said working class. Yeah, that's all I know really, personally. But I would say, I'm not gonna say who's the top breeder, because it depends. Again, it really, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I just don't want to pick a top breeder, you know what I mean? Because, or, you know, just because I'm scared or whatever. It's not none of that. It just comes down to the facts that it depends really what you're looking for. Earlier, I asked a question about who do you think's breeding the smallest, not the smallest, but smaller dogs right now. So, but if you're if you're looking for a smaller dog right now, and you're looking for some small dog that works, David Mason got smaller dogs that work. I'm not saying those are the top. Is he one of the top breeders? Yeah. Is his dogs like the top dogs? That's opinion. But if you're looking for a smaller dog for groundhogs, then right now, you might want to holler at Mason. If you're looking at dogs that you know, you might, and other people got smaller dogs too. I'm just using him as an example because everyone knows that name. If you're looking for a dog that's 15 pounds, 16 pounds, because where you're at, there's big ass coons, then you might go somewhere else, because right now Mason's dogs are not that big. You know what I mean? So something like, oh, I want a 14 pounder. That's when you might go to Cut Up. That's when you might go to, and Cut Up got all different sizes. Don't get me wrong, but they do got those sizes, that size. That's when you might go to 101. Again, got all different type of sizes, but they do got that size. And I'm pretty sure Mason got that size too, but right now his litters are tending to be smaller. So if you wanted a smaller dog, you go to him right now. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. It would really come down to what you're looking for as far as the top breeder. You know what I mean? Like, it would really, and that's really like, if you're talking about someone who's just, he's just breeding the most dogs, I don't know who's breeding the most dogs if it's like that type of top breeder, but I don't think that's what you're talking about, Croc. I think you're talking about like top breeder as far as what dogs are known for working good. And there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of them. I shouldn't say a lot of them, but the dog breeders that are the people that are breeding Patterdales that are known, 101, Cut Up, Mason, MGQ, the ones that are known, you know, known for working their dogs are gonna work. And I don't really know what's the top breeder out of those breeders that are known for working their dogs. Again, if you're saying who's the top breeder because they breed the most, I would have to, we'd have to look into see who breeds the most. But it really comes down to where, you know what I mean? And then it comes down to your location. Somewhere where I'm at, and where I go hunting in New York, it's a lot of small groundhog holes where something like a 15-pound, 14-pound Patterdale just ain't getting into these holes. Some of them, most just ain't getting into most of the holes, I should say. You got some 18-pounder Patterdale, they're not getting into none of them. You know what I mean? So it depends now. If you go to somewhere where Ohio, where they got friggin' coon, 25-pound big ass coon, or you in the city hunting big ass boar coon that are eating Burger King at midnight, then yeah, you're not gonna want a 10 to 12-pound Patterdale that's good for groundhog holes. You're gonna want something, maybe 16, 17, 18 that's ready to go. You know what I mean? If you're overseas where you're hunting friggin' big ass badger, you might want something that's 20 pounds because you hunting badger that's 35. So, it all depends where you're at and what you need. Now, if you want to say who's breeding the top small dogs, I'm not sure. That would have to be who's breeding the top 15-pounder. I don't, that, you get crazy with that stuff. No, I'm in Massachusetts. Bro. I'm in Massachusetts. Like I said, I'm cut up. I'm rock with cut up. I'm cut up family. So I go to New York where my man Biggs is. Shout out to cut up family always. I go to New York where my man Biggs is, and there's an abundance of game out there. There's a good amount of game out there. Crockett. Okay, you're in New York. What part of New York, bro? But either way, I got peoples in all types of in the city everywhere. But hey, you in New York now. I got you in New York. We peoples now. Let's get it. What we doing? Yeah, and again, tell a friend to tell a friend. We here every Wednesday nights. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share. Live Your Life Dogs. We do all. We got videos, training. We got old school videos from the early 2000s when it comes to the bullies. We got Patterdales hunting. We got dogs eating. We got, we do it all over here. Anything that has to do with the dog world, Live Your Life Dogs, we do it all over here, man. Again, shout out to Billy Houston. Go check out flytyingterriers.com. He's mixing the dogs in with the fly fishing, and I love it. I love fishing. I love dogs. I love what Billy Houston's doing over there, man. I love what he's doing over there as far as, and again, he's doing the circle of life thing. Nothing. The dogs are doing what they were bred for. They're having fun. We're helping out the farmers. The meat's not getting wasted. The fur's not getting wasted. The dogs eat the meat. Poop goes in the dirt. Helps out the plants. I love what Billy's doing over there. So shout out to Billy again. Check that out if you wasn't here when we talked about that a little bit earlier. But yeah, man. Patterdale Terrier Wednesdays, man. We talking. Shout out to my man Big Hill. Big Hill fam. That's my guy. We talk a lot on his show. He got a show. He talks about anything dogs. Sometimes we just be on there talking about sports. He'll mix it in with the dogs. Just have fun with it. Sometimes I just go on his show and I have fun with it, man. So shout out to him. Appreciate you coming through, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We here every Wednesday talking Patterdale Terrier. So you got someone who wants to learn more about the Patterdale Terrier, hey, let them know. They want a lap dog? Don't let them know. But if they want a Patterdale Terrier and want to get them Patterdales out in the dirt, hey, why not? We're trying to keep that hunting aspect alive in the Patterdale Terrier for sure. It won't never die between me and my team anyway, and my guys like Billy Houston and Jamie Park and Biggs, my guy, Biggs. Guys like them, you know, Chris. Hold on one sec. Yeah, she's huge now. I know she got big. You know, kids come down there and ask and stuff. I'm live. Leave me alone. I'm live. You know the routine on Wednesdays. But yeah, man, we talking anything and everything Patterdale. Any of y'all out there hunting recently? Today, last week, last month? Catch anything? We talking diet. We talking anything, man. Anything Patterdale. We try to keep it on Wednesdays. Shout out to everyone who came in here again. Hit the like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. Brought to you by Live Your Life Dogs. Sponsored by the NEPTC, Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. Yeah, man. And I put the live stream. I put the link to the live stream if anyone want to hop up in here with me. Talk Patterdale, ask questions. Been on here for about an hour and 27 minutes. I'll probably rock out for another 3 minutes unless we get to talking again. I'm always willing to rock out if we got something good to talk about. Yeah, appreciate it, Crockett. Check us out, man. And again, hit us up on Live Your Life Dogs on IG. Same thing, Live Your Life Dogs on IG. And yeah, hit me with a message, bro. And I'll try to help you out. Make things happen. Well, that was so serious, so he want to help with it. But yeah, if you got any, and if you got anyone though, so that's good that I said that. Anyone who got appreciate you, Crockett. Anyone who got any questions on the back side, you can also leave them on the comments or whatever on this video, whatever. But if you got any backside where you kind of, respectfully, if it's something you want to ask between me and you. Let me throw my face on there. Between me and you, yeah, just direct message Live Your Life Dogs on IG or on Facebook. But Live Your Life Dogs on IG or Facebook. Send a message if you want to, if it's something you want to ask on the back end for whatever reason, or you're looking into getting a Patterdale and you want to know if where to get one or situation. Yeah, just message Live Your Life Dogs on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll hit you back and try to help you out with that. You know what I mean? Ain't no biggie. It's all love. It's all good. But yeah, we've been on there for an hour and a half. Again, hit the like button if you haven't. I'm gonna keep saying it. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Yeah, we'll be here again next Wednesday. With someone with an interview. But again, we always get into other stuff. Even when they have an interview, and you could ask, most of the time, it's someone where they know a good amount about Patterdales or been doing it for years. Sometimes someone who's been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. So if you got any questions, you could ask them. And we're here. We're here to have fun with it. Live Your Life. Again, brought to you by Live Your Life Dogs, sponsored by the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, NEPTC. Shout out to the PTCA. If you know the NEPTC works closely with the PTCA just to make sure. And if you don't know what the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club is, it's a Patterdale Terrier Club where only registered dogs. Obviously, it's a club, so you got your memberships as far as a person, and in the future there's certain events and stuff like that for members only, or if you're a membership member, you could they got a database for like their members that they're putting together. So in a couple months, their members will be able to log into the database and look up dogs. And but the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club is the Patterdale Terrier Club where it's only proven workers will be registered there. So any dog registered with them is a proven worker. And again, if you go to the website, and it's NEPTC Club, so NEPTclub.com, and you'll see that there's if you go to register your dog as a proven certified working Patterdale, there's steps you gotta have. They gotta have someone vouch for you. You gotta have some pics of footage, and again, we also work with the PTCA to make sure everything in that dog's pedigree is good and the pedigree is legit and all that good stuff. But that's what separates the as you know, the PTCA, that's the PTCA, that's what we rock with. But the PTCA keeps track of any Patterdale in general, as they should, and that's what they're for. And that's why we love the PTCA. But and we work in the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club works closely with the PTCA to make sure everything's legit in the Patterdale Terrier world. But the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, and that's why it's elite, is the dogs that are registered there are only workers, proven workers, not just my friend said he's seen the dog work, so we know it works, so it's registered. No, it's steps you got to take, and you can check out those steps if you go to the website. And to prove in dogs that are registered there, so if you're someone who's looking, I want a Patterdale, I'm looking for a good bloodline, but I also want to make sure that the parents are workers. That's when you go to the NEPTC, and every dog there is proven workers. So if there's 2 dogs on there having pups, then them pups are both coming from proven workers. And you don't even really have to you're not gonna really have to make a whole bunch of phone calls or contact me. Patterdale Woods is does these people, it's a good bloodline, they're nice dogs, but do these people work their dogs? You don't got to do all that. Just go to Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. And for those who don't know, we changed the name recently. It was New England Patterdale Terrier Club. It's Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. We like that a lot better. They like that a lot better as far as the whole program. And as far as the whole team, we like that a lot better because it's elite dogs and it's nationwide. Based out of New England, but it's nationwide. New England, Massachusetts. Let me make that clear. But it's nationwide. And it's registry for proven workers. So yeah, you want some dogs where it's like, I'm looking for a pup, but I want proven workers. You go there, you look at their dogs that are registered with them, and or you talk to them, and they'll let you know what dogs are having pups out off, that are registered with them, and if they're registered, you don't even got to worry about it. If they're registered with them, they're proven workers. And that doesn't mean, you get a pup, from registered with them, the parents are registered to them, you get a pup, and now you can register the pup with the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. No, that pup can't be registered to that pup is proven. So any litter, really, the pups are probably not going to be registered to a year later or a year and a half later or longer. because those pups can't even, probably most likely longer, because you got to be proven. You know what I mean? And most dogs are not proven till they're about 2-3 years old, maybe 3, as far as proven. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It also depends how much, you know, that someone's hunting. If you got an owner, they're going out every day, and the dog's year and a half, but it's killing 10 groundhogs a month for 5 months now. You know, that dog's probably proven. You know what I mean? But has it been on a coon yet? There's gonna be those questions. So, you know, there's steps to it. You know what it is, but it is. But again, you know, that's what the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club is. It's a way to keep track of all working Patterdales, not just Patterdales in general. And again, we work closely with the PTCA to make sure everything's, you know, legit, not just the proven side, you know. So yeah, check out the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, and you know, it's in the beginning of things, it's working up, but yeah, as we go along, if you're someone who's, I'm looking for a working Patterdale pup, you just go there, and you know, if they got any dogs that are having puppies, you don't even got to question it. You know what I mean? Those dogs on that site have went through steps, and the people who involved in and registering them as a proven dog has went through steps and made sure those dogs are you know, up to par and proven like they supposed to be. You know, and it can't just be, put it like this, my dog Sin, she's not registered with the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club because she's not proven yet, and she's put in work. She actually won top dog, but she needs about one more summer of good work to be proven. You know what I mean? So just for example, I use my dog for example. You know what I mean? She needs about one more summer of good work to be proven. So again, you could have two parents that are registered, and it's like, okay, I'm getting a working dog. Yeah, you're getting a pup from working parents, I should say. You're getting a pup from working parents. Again, it's still a lot in the handler. So you got to turn that dog on. You got to get it right. And then it's got to put in a certain amount of work to be proven. So it's not like another registry where it's like, oh, the parents are registered. You got a litter of 5. You send in. What we can do, we can give you your pedigree. The Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club. We got 2 parents here. You have pups. The 2 parents are registered workers. Obviously, we got their pedigrees. Now you have pups. We can, and on the website, you can see you can get a copy of their pedigree. So you can get a Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club copy of their pedigree. Boom. You got 6 pups. You got copies of their pup pedigree for each 6 pups for who you might sell the pups for or whatever. As far as registering them in the Patterdale world, you go to the PTCA. Once they're proven, so you got 2 parents, boom. Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club can give you the pedigree. Those pups can't be registered until they're proven. So, and you might get, you know, you might have a litter of 5 and or a litter of, you know, Patterdales tend to have small litters. So I should say a litter of 3 and only 1 actually ends up proven. So you could register the other 2 with the PTCA, you know, because that's where we register our dog, the Patterdale in general, period. But to be registered with the Nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, the NEPTC, dog got to be proven, period. So it's not like the parents are proven, sort of the puppy's automatically proven. No, the parents are proven. Boom, they're registered with us with the NEPTC. You have puppies. We could give you copies of your pedigrees. So you have, but the dogs can't be registered with the NEPTC until they're proven workers. And that's just a way of the NEPTC and the PTCA figured out a way to keep track of working dogs and not just working Patterdales and not just Patterdales in general. All right, so that's what that's about. And it's a great thing. If you're in the hunter wear, it's a great thing because it makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean? I could just go here, talk to these people. They'll let us know what dogs they have puppies, or they could send us a list of their registered working dogs. Email the NEPTCA, the NEPTC, and you get caught up with all this, ABT, all that stuff. But yeah, email them, and they'll get back to you, and you'll talk, and if they got any if they got any dogs that got pups, then you go from there. I'm not even gonna say working dogs because we already know any dog registered with the NEPTC is a working dog. So, but yeah, man, Live Your Life Dogs, Wednesday night Patterdale Talk. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Today we started a little late. Things happen. Life is life. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Appreciate Crockett, Janie Park, PA9. Shout out to Detroit. Big Hill fan, man. Shout out to you. I'm probably gonna lock in with you. Who knows? I might lock in with you in a minute. You might be on now, bro. So I'm gonna lock in with you. Who knows, man? But yeah, appreciate everyone for coming through. And if you ever in here, man, don't be shy, man. Call me. I put the live stream link in there so people can hop on in with me. Hey, man, we all human. We just having fun, man. Come on here and talk Patterdale with me. Don't be shy. It's all good. You know what I mean? I'm just a Patterdale hunter like you. It's all love. That being said, Patterdale Talk Wednesdays. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. 9 p.m. every Wednesdays. Most of the time we have special guests and interview. Sometimes we just here just rocking out, talking Patterdales. Brought to you by Live Your Life Dogs. Sponsored by the nationwide Elite Patterdale Terrier Club, the NEPTC. And that being said, Live Your Life Dogs. Make sure your dogs live their life loving what they was bred to do, loving what they love to do. In that case, this is Patterdale Terrier Talk Wednesdays. We talk about earthwork. That's what Patterdales were bred to do. Appreciate y'all. Keep hunting. Peace.